Okay, so John 6 says that God gave Israel the manna from Moses, but Moses did not give the people the bread from heaven, because Yeshua is the bread from heaven, and now that Yeshua has refreshed the Holy Covenant, the world has received the true bread of heaven, which is Yeshua. So Yeshua is the bread of heaven. And 1 Corinthians 10 tells us that Yeshua is the rock that the life-giving waters came out of at the Mount Horeb. Okay, so at Mount Horeb is where Israel received the verbal agreement to keep the Holy Covenant, and then the life-giving waters is the physical representation of that. Okay, Israel were washed clean. They were hungering and thirsting after righteousness. Even like being born again of water is referring to the same thing, of the life-giving waters. But it says that Yeshua is that rock that the covenant came out of. Okay, and then, Deuteronomy 18, we see this as well, that he was going to come and teach that same covenant. So Yeshua is the word of God, and he is the rock at Horeb that the Ten Commandments came out of. Okay, so now that we have that understanding, how much deeper is it when Yeshua says that no man comes to the Father except by me? Well, if Yeshua is the Word of God and the Holy Covenant, or he represents those things, if the Christian church aren't keeping the Ten Commandments and they're not being sanctified in the Word of God, then they haven't really even come to the Father, because they're trying to go to the Father another way other than through Yeshua. See, they're trying to get to the Father through the lawless one, through Jesus Christ. Okay, through this unmerited favor, we're not under the law, we're under grace, like, they have no idea what they're talking about. Like, we're not under the sacrificial law, now we're under the law of liberty, which is the royal law. But these Christians seem to think that we are without any instruction now. We just have to just believe in Jesus and just, it's the Lord's burden. Like, that's what they think. They haven't read Jeremiah 23. So, just a short video for you today is something to think about. How can you say you've gone to the Father if you haven't been sanctified in the Word of God and you aren't keeping the Holy Covenant? I mean, you actually can't even be sanctified in the Word of God if you aren't keeping the Holy Covenant, because the only way you're going to be sanctified in the Word of God is if you have the Spirit of truth, and the Spirit of truth is revealing everything that God spoke, which is His Word. So if you don't have the Spirit, you can't understand the Bible, so you can't be sanctified in the Word. So, if you're not keeping the Holy Covenant and you're not being sanctified in the Word, you are not going, you're getting nowhere near the Father. You're not close to Him. So, there you go.